Big day out here at our Magnolia development. Trees are getting cut down and removed from the site. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why we chose this location and what breaking ground means for our investors and this development. A couple major reasons why we love this development in Magnolia. We are right here off an FM, which is a major roadway with 24,000 vehicles passing per day. What this simply means is businesses want to buy and rent space right here where they have so many cars driving by per day that their business is very visible. Whether they get drive-on traffic or people, it's easy to find their business for people. We're 1.5 miles from the entrance of the Woodlands, which is a highly desirable neighborhood in North Houston. It's a premier market. This land is highly sought after for businesses of all types to service the needs of all of the homes in the Woodlands. So we've gone from purchasing the raw land dirt after our due diligence period to going over a site plan that we actually increased the site plan 800 square feet, which brought in estimated 200,000 more in revenue for this lot. So we're here on site. We got the tree cutters cutting down the big pine trees so we can get our bulldozers and our containers in here, dump roll-offs, to get rid of some of these houses. So they will literally chop these houses up, put them in dumpsters. That is part of the breaking ground process. Once we can start clearing the land, we're gonna dig a retention pond out back, which is required out here in the Houston area due to flooding. So the county makes us build a pond for the water and the runoff that you see in Houston. So what you're seeing right here is the official breaking ground, cutting down pine trees, but taking this from raw land with trees to flat dirt, scraping it is where the real value starts accelerating in development. Because this land is so sought after, taking land, raw land just like this, even through permits and grading, increases the value of the land right there. But we are actually gonna go vertical and build 32,000 square feet of flex space, also known as light industrial, to service and sell to these businesses that wanna service all the homes in the area. Our broker brought us this piece of land. We love the location. That was the first step. Second step is we look at the population growth, the income in the area, because a higher income area like this close to the Woodlands, they have more disposable income to spend. That attracts businesses to buy or lease from us. It's a big part of the development. Now, we are so close, we are actually breaking ground, but we are so close to going vertical. Within the next 90 days, you will see all these trees gone, all these homes. In about 3 weeks, you'll see tractors in here digging a pond and starting to dig septic and a well is what this site will be. There's no utilities in the area. So in the next 90 days, you'll see this place covered in concrete or each of the 3 building pads, as well as steel going up. The first building arrives in late November, and these buildings go up in 10 to 14 days as far as the shell. Now, we're building a higher end product. It's not just a metal building like you would see next door. We're actually doing 4 feet of stacked stone as well as stucco on the front of the building. There'll be a glass entrance for the businesses, and then inside it'll be whatever the business that buys or leases the units, they will custom design it, whether that's a 10 by 10 office in a single bathroom or no offices at all. That's why we love flex space, because it's flexible. The great news from our broker is that we have a lot of interest. We've been advertising this property for about 6 weeks now. We have many leads, but the catch is, even though we've been negotiating a little bit back and forth, no one really submits a written offer until they see work started. Well, now work has started. So as soon as a few more of these trees are cleared, we'll have our billboard right out front with all of these vehicles driving by every day. One of the great things about flex space is we can either sell the building as a shell and the tenant or the owner, the new buyer, can finish the inside however they want. If they want to add a mezzanine deck, 2 offices and a smaller warehouse, one office in a larger warehouse. It's very flexible. That's why it's a unique product. So this site will be 3 buildings, just over 10,000 square feet. We have multiple companies already wanting to buy 10,000 square feet, which is like a full building by itself. So we're in negotiations now to sell them a shell, and then they would handle the finishes. Makes our job pretty easy. But we're seeing very high demand, and I'm excited to get an LOI, hopefully in the next couple weeks, as soon as they see more progress on the land. All right, we're out here with our sales agent. We've been doing a lot of work with Hunter. He's here to tell you about how the sales leads are going, as we're super excited because we feel like there's a lot of demand, just like we underwrote.
Yeah, demand has been strong. I mean, really, most people want to know when we're going to be ready and how much we're asking. Those are the two questions that I get all the time is first, what's the asking price and when are you going to be ready? And with these smaller spaces, the lead time for these tenants and users to make a purchase, make a decision is a little shorter with the smaller spaces. So, we haven't gotten any offers yet, but we have people that are like, okay, let me know when you're starting. And, because they want to make sure we're real before they get too far along, because, some people aren't. Some people sit around and just advertise stuff and don't even try to build or anything. So, but yeah, I mean, 2 to 5 leads a week, I would say right now, both, for lease and for sale. We're focusing more on the sales, but if there is opportunity to get some good leases, we'll definitely consider that. But yeah, it's going, and we're excited. We're excited to get these pictures up of showing them that, hey, we're real. We got some buildings coming up out of the ground, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I was just telling I was saying that as soon as we get this cleared, the billboard will be going up. And I've heard you guys have had a lot more success once the ground is actual dirt. There's no trees. There's forward progress, and now there's a billboard for all these cars driving by.
Correct. So, really, once you get the site cleared off is when you start seeing some, and people love to see our big equipment out here, and just because even though we might not be, doing everything, it just looks like we are. So it helps. And yeah, as you can see right now, there's no visibility to the site with all the trees right there. So, we have a sign up there, but there's really no room to put in the billboard or advertise or anything like that. So we're looking forward to it.
Hey, I'm Greg Wilson, the CFO over at Captain Capital. Thank you guys so much for being part of this deal. So I want to talk a little bit about the financing we got on this. It was a challenge. Initially, we were going with bank financing, and we decided to go the private route just because a lot of the banks right now were tightening up their loan processes and their approvals and all that. So we finally closed on that loan just a couple of weeks ago, and we're really looking forward to getting this project started. So I will be managing the draws of the project as this continues on over the next 6 months or so. We're going to be building, clearing the land, all that sort of stuff. So we have a very strict timeline of targets we're trying to hit, and I'm going to be managing each one of those draws individually with the broker, with our builder, with everybody involved along the process. So we want to just make sure that everything that we said was in the budget is happening on time, and the costs are all in line with what we originally thought for the budget of this project. So as far as the returns on this project, everything is still looking really, really good. So the demand is really high. We just met with Hunter and Bo, our brokers out here, and there are already people calling every day, every week, looking for this type of industrial flex space. So we're really excited about the demand that's going on right now. Even though we've had a few of these delays in the beginning, we're really looking forward on speeding up the project, making sure everything hits our milestones. And as we hit those milestones and start to sell these off, that you will start to get your returns back in the project. So we're really looking forward to that, really excited about this project in general. So if you remember from the beginning of this project, we underwrote very, very conservatively. And the reason we did that is because if there are any delays or anything goes wrong within the project, we want to make sure that our investors get their money back, what we promised they were going to get in the whole project. So everything is very conservative. So any of the small delays or things that might be happening aren't going to affect the overall returns of the project or the overall expected returns of the project. So we've built in plenty of cash reserves and a large contingency within the loan, several $100,000 in case costs go up or anything like that, which we're not even anticipating that it's going to happen. So with all that, we have a huge safety net on the entire financing of this project, and making sure as long as we hit the milestones and we're able to complete the project in that time frame, everything's going to work out really well. And we're really excited to see all this come together.
All right, so this is our site plan for the layout of Magnolia. we moved the driveway, which is a little bit further over, to the central area, which means a semi-truck can turn in off this major roadway, have 108 feet here if it needs to turn around, as there's a lot of e-commerce is growing, and there's a lot of e-commerce business that gets shipments or ship out every day. So this will make it really good for deliveries. But we'll have 2 buildings along this south side of the property. We'll have 1 building over here on the north side, and the detention pond that we talked about earlier that Houston requires due to heavy rain and it's a low elevation. They require a detention pond for the excess water. So our paved area will be 35,000 feet, meaning we have plenty of parking, and we love the design layout and such easy access to the Woodlands and this major roadway. Greg Wilson, our CFO, came out with me this trip. It's his first time here. And once you see all the development going on in Houston, at least it excites me. I'm sure it's exciting Greg. He's out here doing personalized videos for our investors in on this project. We love our investors as people and investors, so we don't take everyone. We want to work with like-minded people. So we treat our investors like family. We have our own capital in every single project. That's what makes us a little bit different. We have money on the line. We're just as much risk as everybody else. So our first goal is to preserve capital, protect our money, protect our investor money. So if you're interested and you like what you see and you're interested in flex space or commercial real estate, go to our website, www.captaincapital.com/invest, fill out a simple investment form, and book a call with our team. We can have an intro call, see if you're qualified, see if it's the right fit. But we'll have many more deals coming down the pipeline in the Texas area. You're gonna see a lot of changes here in 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. But we're excited to do a few more videos along the way to keep you updated on progress. Now, our investors get monthly reports and emails, including photos and videos just like this one. All right, and to all of our investors and partners, thanks for trusting us at Captain Capital, where we protect your investment first and the growth comes second. We'll see you on the next update.